Well, here we go on week 2 of our 10-week journey into what is known as gaslighting. I'm going through 10 different methods of the ways that people that have a substance abuse issue or mental health can a lot of times use gaslighting as a very effective form of manipulation to make you feel like you're the one going crazy and not them. And the second method that is used is it's deny, deny, deny. And I know that seems so obvious, but they do it so effectively when it's actually in place that a lot of times we do start questioning. Maybe you're confronting them about a conversation you had a month or two ago, and even though it was a big conversation, they just deny all the facts. Or maybe you even are in the middle of a fight and you repeat something back to them that they just said verbatim, and they just are telling you that that's not what they said, that you're the crazy one, that they would never say something like that, even though you know they did. And you know they did it because they did it intentionally to get under your skin. And then they just come back and deny it, and then they just make you feel even crazier. So it's like everything that you ever say about a conversation prior to this, they just are like, no, didn't say that. And so you start questioning it all. And I'm here to tell you that you don't need to question it. If you know what you heard, then you know what you heard. They may never get to the point where they're honest about that. But here's the thing, is like you have to have the confidence enough in yourself to know what you heard and act accordingly. So if they did in fact say something like they did, like you know they did, how would a person respond with actions? You know, you may never get the validation that you're looking for and the truth, because that's what we harp on so much, especially when we know people are lying to us, or we know that they're denying simple facts. Maybe they're denying the fact that they failed a drug test. And it's like, man, you know they failed a drug test, or you know they're getting high, or you know something, and they just keep going down that road of denying it. But it doesn't really matter. They can tell you that all they want, and the most important thing for you is to remember that if you know it to be true, to have faith in that and to have confidence and act accordingly. So you may never get the proof that you want. Maybe you say, if I catch you using in this house, I'm going to kick you out. Well, maybe there's so much in deny, deny, deny that you can't quite catch them. Maybe you did give them a drug test. Maybe they failed it and they're coming up with some sort of reasons as to why. Maybe they came in the door knowing you were going to give them a drug test, eating a poppy seed bagel or some stupid crap like that. And they're like, oh, that must be the reason why I totally just failed this drug test. Man, look, I know this is really hard, especially when it comes to your loved ones, because you want to believe them. But if they come in the door and they're eating a poppy seed muffin or a poppy seed bagel, and they've been acting weird lately, and you're kind of suspecting that they've been getting high, look, they've been getting high. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And they can try to deny that all they want. They can come up with all the excuses that they want, but that's just the truth. And I think it's more important that we don't search for the validation that we're looking for as much as we know when something is off. And we have to have faith in that. We don't always get to have the proof or the choice. So it's like, before you set boundaries, you have to first figure out, like, what are the limitations to the boundaries? So if they're going to be denying all of this stuff and you won't have any proof on whether or not, if you set conditions around, if you get high in my house and you fail a drug test or whatever, then I'm going to kick you out. You have to be prepared for when they do go through and do this whole deny bullshit, or come up with all these excuses why they had a quote unquote false positive on their drug test. Screen up, what's the next move? You know, what's your next move to know that what you know to be true is actually true? Because they're going to make you feel crazy. They're going to convince you. They're going to get mad at you. That's the crazy thing. They're going to actually get mad at you. And then all of a sudden you're going to start questioning everything that you know to be true as well. So what's your next move? And it doesn't have to go down a negative role. I've heard of parents so trying to prove so hard what they already knew to be true by going behind their loved ones and scooping pee out of a toilet to get a drug test because their kids wouldn't pee for them or whatever. Now that's a little extreme, and sometimes we can really normalize some extreme behaviors because we're trying to seek validation for the things that we know are already true. Look, you don't need to go down those roads. If you believe it and you know it to be true, just trust yourself. You don't have to normalize, behaviors where you're going behind your son or daughter because they won't give you a pee test, trying to validate your suspicions. So that's the biggest thing is figure out how to not go down those roads and still confirm what you know. It is and what you need to know, and how are you going to be okay when they continue to lie? That's the biggest thing, is how are you going to be okay and not take it personally? Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Please let me know next week. You know what? I can't even remember what the next one is. So it's going to be a surprise to me just as much as it is a surprise to you. But I tell you what, it's going to be a good one because they're all good and they all have a tendency to use this. So looking forward to week 3. You can go find in my YouTube channel the previous couple of videos about this stuff. I will put the link in the description. Have a good day.